Can y'all believe it? We actually, wait, not that. I need chat filter. All messages. There we go. It's Friday. Friday. Everybody yell, dance, scream. Sing that song by Europe. The Final Countdown. How about The Cure? It's Friday. I'm in love. I'm loving it today. Oh my God. The humidity has dropped enormously. I would actually open the window more in my apartment, but they are doing grinding and drilling. I don't know what the hell they're doing to the masonry in the building next to us, but it is so noisy. Hello, Ambrose. Hi, Darlene. Liz, good to see you. Hope everybody's having a good one. We're going to get our walk on. We actually have a beautiful day. I think it's going to be like 80 something today, but the humidity I think is supposed to be okay. So we're going to just check that out. No hat, no sunglasses today. So I'm going to be a squinting, you know what. Hey, Timothy Chambers. Paul Greenwell, welcome in. Hi, Tanya. Liz, how are you? Okay. Somebody running? It sounded like a child. Phyllis, how are you? How are you? All right, we're going to try to stay in the shade because we can. Hi, Richard Slagowski. Hello, hello. Good morning. Yeah, we're on just a little bit early today. Not too much, but just a little bit. Because I wanted to beat the heat, always in the summer. That is the biggest thing. In the summer in New York, you're like, well, how about we get out a little early so that we can beat the absolute hottest point of the day? Nobody needs to be out in it. Next week, Yo Ang, where I live, it's from 100 to 105. Oh no. Timothy Chambers, you need to fix that. You need to buy an extra air conditioner or just steal your neighbor's. Or how about you come get the one that's in the hallway still by us? Because nobody's picking up, sir. Because they're not, I don't know. They got this air conditioner still sitting in the hallway. Hi, Colleen. How are you? How are you? How are you? All right, let's go walk by Wang Chen's Table Tennis Club. Maybe we can peep in the windows. We'd be the peeping. Hey, Mustang. We're going to walk over to Central Park this morning. I was up and out for my morning walk at 5:30. Joe's like, it's beautiful out. Go do your walk. I'm like, okay, I'll get out, do my walk. Oh, no, they have the shades pulled. Hi, Hope. Roses in bloom. I can't. You know, Josh knows that I literally just walked out the apartment and he sends me a text message. I can't. Honestly, I shall ignore that one. Hey, Fafo. Looks like Sunday is going to be warmer for you, and then it won't be hot and humid again until next Thursday. I'll be gone all next week. I swear to God. Why do the people in my life do that to me? Joe does the same thing. I'll say, I'm going to go do this. And then they start, all of a sudden, within 5 minutes, they need an answer to something. Yo, I'm not answering. His question, is there an aquarium here that you've been to? Oh my God. You know what? He's got access to the internet just like everybody else does. I know, I'll be on my cruise. But for real, like that was the imperative question. I'm done. That's what's funny is next week I'm going to actually tell them both that I'll talk to you guys, but don't be sending me random stupid texts and then get upset when I don't answer you because my phone will be in the room unless I'm live streaming. Yeah, he could go there. He could go. Ambrose, I'm not telling him. Do you think he would actually even think to get on YouTube to find out? No. like, he was sitting on the couch and he goes, what are you doing for your life? I said, I'm going to go to the park. And I walked out the door. So where's the disconnect? Dude, for real. I hope he knows I'm ignoring him. Because I am not going to stop my stream to go answer him. Ridiculous. All right, who else is in here? Who else did I miss? Let's get to a shady spot. And I can like look at it. It's a little hard with the sun. Let's see. We have Richard. Yes, I've already talked to Richard. Y'all ready for the cruise I am ready for the cruise. My sister arrives tomorrow night, late tomorrow night. So, hey Marie Bocca, you did your 3-mile walk. I love that. That's awesome. No, Joe's not home. Joe's at work. This was Josh. He's watching some Discovery National Geographic channel while he was having breakfast or something this morning. And I'm sure that just got him inspired. But, you know, figure it out, dude. Both of them are like that. I know. I probably perpetuate it, okay? So everybody read me for filth. Yo, put your dogs on a leash, man. Those aren't even tiny ankle biters. I know, it's a sister cruise. I was talking with my sis last night, seeing how she's getting ready, seeing if she's excited. Sorry, I did adjust my bag. But she is. She's like, yeah, I'm going to go to work and then I'm going to go. I'm like, you're going to have to pack your bags. Now, she leaves early on Saturday, but she has a really long layover, I think in 1 or 2 places. Now, the reason why is the flight was incredibly cheap. She was able to use points. So, good for her. Hi, RJ. So she's very excited. Like I said, it's her first cruise. And I said, just, remember, it's like a lot of downtime, a lot of relaxed time, a lot of I said, I will work, guys, as much as I can or want to. How about that? As much as I want to. Hello, Robert's live streaming, and good morning, Judy. Now, I did ask her if she wanted to get the rum. She asked me. And I said, I don't know. I'm thinking I'll get wine and make wine spritzers for myself because I honestly really, I don't know. Am I going to drink that much? I don't know. And you know what she said? She's like, oh, I think we may need the rum bottle. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, danger. Hi, Jose Luis Torres. Welcome in. So we will see. We will see if we do or if we do not. I've asked Olivia a couple times. Yes, I will be spending lots of quality fun time with her. And granted, an hour with you guys out of the 24 that I will be with her in one day is fine. Half the time she might just be lying by the pool and we'll go for a walk. Or, as you know, like we like to do, I am planning to do the sail away because I think that will be amazing. Get out there. Yes, Marie, they allowed us to bring 1 bottle of wine per person and 1 case of soda, like a 12-pack of soda or juice boxes, whatever you need. I am going to be bringing soda. I'm probably going to be bringing like Sprite Zero or something like that. Something that would be an easy mixer. in case I'd like it. Because honestly, I don't care if it's Sprite or things like that. I'm not like, oh my God, I need to have my Diet Coke. I'm not that person. So yes, hi Eric Griffin. Hello, hello. So yeah, we're gonna bring that on. So I've reminded her, and she goes, yeah, I'm gonna bring that on too. So I don't know what she wants to get, but when she gets here, Sunday will be a day of us running around getting our last minute items, because she's not gonna buy that now and drag it with her through the airports, you know? Dealing with the airports and liquids, give me a break. You can barely bring your shampoo. Which is so wrong. Actually, she was mentioning that they are talking about lifting some of the restrictions on liquids now, which would be nice. You know, they finally said we don't have to stop. We can stop taking off our shoes because apparently, I don't know, people have enough. They're tired of looking at people's crusty corn chips. I'm assuming we've all realized that one shoe, you know, shoe idiot, then talked about made us all take off our damn shoes. I mean, if you think about it, yes, he will be happy to see her. Even though, mother effer, dude, you need to slow the F down. You almost ran me over. For real. Oh, you've never heard him described that way? That's what we call, in our family, that's what we call when people have unkept toenails. That is one thing I can't stand. I can't stand it. If your feet look like you got corn chips on them, you better fix it. Because nobody needs to be seeing. All right, I have to wait. It's red. I'm not walking when I have a camera. Hi, Hassan. Nobody wants to see somebody's unkept corn chips. Swear to God. Yeah, they're like Frito-Lay. Those little corn chips, you know, they're little Frito-Lay. What do they call those? Yeah, they were called, I don't know, Frito chips. That's what they look like. Put those things in. Get them shaped up, man. So now we can keep our shoes on going through. Thank God. Like, if we don't have something good enough that can tell us that there's something wrong with your shoes as we go through every other electronic, you know, X-ray screening device, come on. Well, Fafo, some people's feet look like them and smell like them. And I don't like looking at that. Like, fix it. And if they always just look like that, then put some socks on, because nobody wants to see those. Okay? But I see too many people going through the airport, and they literally have no socks, wearing some skanky, stinky flip-flops. I think that's the reason more so that they're like, oh, you can leave your shoes on now. Iconic NYC diner from Taxi Driver to close as spirit of, oh, yeah. I saw that. That little bitty diner that's underneath the High Line. Joe and I have gone there. It was okay. It was nothing fabulous. So I know people get all sad and forlorn about when some of these places close, but some of them close for a reason. I just feel like the neighborhood changed, you know, and you just, I don't know, you didn't fit that dynamic and stuff. And Judy says, as a retired, stop it, Judy, you're a retired podiatrist, you completely understand. Oh my God, I can't. Yes, it was called Hector's Cafe. It was a little bitty diner that sits underneath the High Line. Joe and I went to it one time. kind of around the area of Little Island over there. And it was okay, but I'll tell you, I never saw it super incredibly busy. That's why people, like, if people don't see a place that's busy, they wonder, why is it not busy? You know? Wait, what is going on over here? Are they going to be doing something? There's a lot of parade stanchions out here. There's a lot of, hi, Jose, I don't know how to say that. Josiah's? You love your podiatrist? He makes my tootsies feel good. I don't go to a podiatrist. When am I going on the cruise? Asks Alexandra. Well, my sister and I leave on Monday. Our boarding time is between 12 and 12:30. So just afternoon. I'm not sure if sail away, I think sail away is, I want to say 4 o'clock. It's usually like 4 o'clock in this neck of the woods. But I'm not positive. I'll have to look at that again. Oh, yeah. Barefoot on the plane clipping tone. I've seen people do crazy shit on planes. The High Line is on the west side, and it runs from like 31st Street, 32nd Street, something around there, all the way down to past 14th. All depends if they're working on it, though. Oh, it is 34th. Well, I think, yeah, I've always gotten on it at like 31st, no, probably like, you're right, Hudson Yards. That's where I walk on it. I do the walk on. You have no idea how wonderful this breeze feels. Hi, Pratam. Welcome in. Lady Weiser, good to see you. We are heading up to Central Park. It's a warm day, but it's actually really nice and breezy. Humidity is dropped, so I am like so grateful. Yesterday, the humidity was so high. It was like 80+%. Hi, Micka. I was like, why is it so hot? Because it's humid. Look how green the park looks, guys. Yo, it's super green. Oh, he's just gonna park it there. Okay. Is he with somebody? I do that all the time. I'm like, there's a 5-year-old child just wandering around. What's he doing? I was watching you and Joe eat those sandwiches a while ago. They look so good. They actually were very good. And I laugh because we had been to that place once before. I remember it. And Joe was like, oh, those are his parents. Well, good God, they were a whole block behind him. I don't understand people. Anyway, but I remember the first time Joe went there and had some, he was like, I don't like it. And this time he was like all into it. He cracked me up with that. But he said he enjoyed it last night. Now, the reason why we did a car stream like that is because it was so humid and hot yesterday. He was done. He said, Ange, I can't deal with anything with the heat. He couldn't sit outside to eat. He didn't want to even go for a walk to the diner to eat. He didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to do a damn thing that really entailed anything outside. Like nothing. We just walked in the boys' gate over at Central Park. Now, this is on the northern end. It's at 100th Street and Central Park West. Look how beautiful it looks in here today. Oh my God, if that's not perfect. Hey, Ronnie C, good to see you. Robert, I'm always happy to see you too on YouTube. But yeah, he was done. He was toast. He was fried. So I said, okay. So we started talking about what did he want to do, what did he not want to do, and everything he not wanted to do was anything that had to do with outside. It is brutal. And so when he works, now he's not on the line or anything. Joe is an egghead. He's an engineer. You know, he's a scientist, so to speak. But he ends up going in the mill, which is very hot. It's a steel mill. Look at the kids. Oh, the kids are having kitty time. And the moms are having mommy time over there. But he was like, I just want to be in the car. It's nice and cold in the car. And so I said, okay. So I figured something out to do. And he loved the sandwich. Yeah, he is an egghead. He thinks very methodically, scientifically, and orderly. Whereas Josh and I think more, you know, all over the place. That's how we think. We really do. We're taking our regular little walk here through the woods. See, they have a nice little area over here. Do you see how they're set up back there? Like, for real? Come on, man, that's like too nice. They got the little lounge back chairs. Look at that. Damn. Damn, that looks good. That looks nice. I got lemonade. So yeah, so yesterday I thought I'd give Joe the break that he wanted and just chill. Little dogs enjoying, everybody's out enjoying the weather because you can actually hear the water and you can hear the breeze. It smells funky because of the water. Tell me this doesn't look like summer. Like everything's so grown. Hi, Matthew. Hello. You have a question. Okay. Every time somebody says I have a question, it's always like, everybody gird your loins. Who knows? Doesn't that look nice? We're waiting. I know, Darlene, we're waiting. I'm just sitting here giving you guys a nice peaceful view. Do you see that breeze? Oh my God. I can't. Ridiculous. He did ask if he could ask a question. Hi, Lori Malore. I know, nice sound. I know, Lori, you hate verticals. But as you know, I switch it up. You see the birdies and everybody just enjoying the breeze. We're just like, yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Nature, for not trying to kill us today. Yeah, I saw you ask the question. I'm just ignoring you. Because you make no sense. I know, Lori. It's a nice sound, right? The water. Cicada. Oh, Matthew. Look what you did. Hey, Squigs, happy Friday. Woo woo. I know. We're just enjoying a nice leisurely walk in the woods over here of the north end of Central Park. This is my neighborhood. I really do love it out here. Yeah, they do remind you of summer, right? The thing I love is that I can actually just walk to this park. I lived in Minnesota for 15 years. And that was over 11 years ago. when I lived in Minnesota. And I couldn't walk through the woods like this because it was, I mean, I was near it, but it's like you just couldn't walk there. Who is banging? You're getting the small size lantern flies. You try to step on the, oh, you're getting those? No. You did a video of sound of the lake early in the morning with the docks moving. Oh, I love that. I love that. That sounds amazing. Yeah, the park here is really pretty. I live in a very nice section of it. Oh, minions. The minions are in day camp. Okay, we're gonna go look at Ariel's Grotto is what I call it. Even though it's not called that, I call it that. I call it that. Other people call it the pool. That's what the what do you call it calls it. They call it a pool. I call it Ariel's Grotto. Central Park calls it the pool. Oh, they're working. I know, it sounds like a chain gang, right? I have a feeling the park will be very full today because the weather is so nice at the moment. You had them where you were, RFD, really bad? Some parts of around the Mississippi was flooded, yeah. But we lived on a lake, near a lake, White Bear Lake. And the closest river we were to was the St. Croix. Back on the chain gang? Yeah, Kevin, right? Yeah, we get those lantern flies, those Japanese lantern flies, whatever they're called, quite a bit. I haven't seen as many, but then again, I haven't been down near Midtown and the river too much. That's where they get a lot of them. They kind of flourish and then die off. Winston posted a weather report. I'll have to check it out. I was busy moving files and cleaning out my phone this morning so that I could make room for all of the stuff I'll need for it on the cruise. Well, we have a worker here. Look. He's cleaning up the scum. They're talking about horticulture. I know, I am almost on the way. I don't know what the guys are gonna do without me. I'm sure the phone calls will be coming in. Oh, they must be working on something out there in the woods. This is so honestly calming. One of those spots you could just sit at. And this is where you sit here and go, you're really in New York City? Yeah. New York City. Joe's gonna be in his undies like Tom Cruise? Probably. He's gonna be coming home and having a lot of sit-down time. Although I will hear about every moment that he has to go out to go get something. Oh, they are. They're building something out there. Must be a sign or they're putting in a fence. I think that's what they're doing. They're probably fencing off an area so people don't go into it. This dude's out here again selling his wooden carvings. But yeah, they're way out there in the back. Oh, he's playing a little instrument. They're way back there. That would be a hard work. I don't want to do that. I'm glad I don't. I am so glad I don't do that. Yeah, those lanternflies, you have to kill them. I don't know how we're going to ever, you know, it's like one of those things that becomes an invasive species. And then you're like, ugh, how are we going to kill them? You can't almost get rid of them. And sometimes it's like, I don't know. Like I'm watching that, I told you guys, I watched this channel called Border Security. And it's not necessarily doing anything always with like, you know, if you're coming into the country illegally, and this is usually all in Australia and stuff, because I think they have very tight border security there because that they're an island, you know, and it could decimate their entire national stuff. But a lot of it has to do with pests and disease. And I kind of go, how do you really take it? I love Cereal Park cereal. That's funny. Central. I know, you meant Central. Oh, we got an empty bench. We're going to sit on it. Because then I don't have to disturb anybody. We're going to sit on it. We're going to sit with Edward and Evelyn Pfeiffer. Edward and Evelyn. Sounds like a plan. Okay, we're gonna sit with Edward and Evelyn and take it in. Rice Krispies Park is very loud, I know. Cool name of a park, Rice Krispie. Whew. But yeah. And then you go, how the hell did we get lanternflies? Right? It's the same thing. Like I remember back in the day in Michigan, in the whole Metro Detroit area, the biggest talk of the town for an invasive species was zebra mussels. Does anybody remember that? Sugar Corn Pop Park is very pillowy. I know. I always liked the name Domino Park because that to me is, because there was the Domino Sugar Factory over there. That to me was everything. I don't eat cereal anymore. After I found out how bad it was for me, I can't eat it. No way. Still a problem, zebra mussels. But the funny thing is, the zebra mussels actually cleared up the clarity of the lake. No, this was in Lake St. Clair and such in Michigan, which is a small little lake. It's a big lake, but it's not like a great lake. Hey Rhonda, how are you? You never liked cereal? I loved cereal. I love dry cereal, like Captain Crunch peanut butter. That was the bomb. Or Zebra Mussels is your new band name. You know, Rob Law, I've been missing your new band names. I've been waiting for a new band name, Rob Law. And I'm like, where is the new band name? We haven't had a new band name, and now we know it. It's Zebra Mussels. I love that. But yeah, that was the big thing. And then you had to, all of a sudden, everybody had to wear water socks like the water shoes, because the zebra mussels were so freaking sharp that when you walked on the sand, you would slice your foot open because they were so sharp. You liked Frosted Flakes and the Captain Crunch with the crunch berries. I liked the Captain Crunch and it had crunch berries in it, but the thing is, I liked the Captain Crunch peanut butter better because they were round and it was like, I don't know. It was perfect. And you could always say, I want this cereal, and it'd be cereal, and your parents would be like, eat cereal. And it was like, that was basically candy to us, and it really is candy. You're mowing, weed whacking, and spraying weeds complete. It's shower time. Wow. They'll tour this fall. I know, it's a good name. Did you save the crunch berries until the end? Like, I actually, this is how wacky crazy I am. So if I had Captain Crunch peanut butter, some of the Captain Crunch peanut butter nuggets, like the little spheres, they were little balls. Okay, some of them were coated more than others. So I would save those. I know, it's under 80 and not so humid, right? They're always after your Lucky Charms. I would save my Lucky Charms marshmallows. And then when I found out you could literally buy those marshmallows separately when they came out with them, that was everything. And when I went to Wawa, this is before I went low carb, guys. But when I would go to Wawa, cereal tastes like kids' vitamins to me? No. Well, Treaton, I don't know what cereal you've been eating, but some cereal is damn tasty. Damn tasty. Why do you think people like Chex Mix? Why do you think people love that stuff? Okay, Grape Nuts was in cereal. Grape Nuts was literally ground up wood chips, just really small. That's what that was nothing. I didn't even understand that. Either that or it was all the pits from all of the grapes that they ground up. That's what Grape Nuts were. That was the most terrible. Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best thing, right? Mueslix, that sounds disgusting. No, I don't want anything that sounds like it's going to make me have to take a shit. That sounds like, or like I'm going to cough up a lung. Mucinex, no, stop trying. I hate when they try to make something sound like that's what it's supposed to be. Hi, Miss Bunny. Honey Nut Clusters, yes. Those were the little flakes that were kind of glommed together, supposedly with some honey and a little bit of nuts. I have a friend here, look at this. Just sitting here waiting for me to do something, and I shall do nothing. I'm sorry, yes, my grandfather, raised pigeons, but you must be on your merry way. Not the good stuff like muesli, shredded wheat. That's true about the grape nuts is the truth, man. That stuff was just like the ground up pits of a grape. Wasn't about pooping, it was about tasting good. I don't know. Mueslix, no. I remember the honey nut flakes or whatever the heck that was called. Robert, you are getting too old for this lawn work. You need to, I would hang it up and I would get a place that had no lawn care. At this point, nobody wants to be doing yard work. Everybody thinks, oh, it's so, what is it called? Is the word bucolic? Oh, it's so it's such a, oh, it's so like farm and wonderful and you're with one neighbor. No, you're not. It's hot, it's sweaty, it's funky. You now have grass clippings all over your legs and they're stuck there because you sweated on them, which means you need to go take a shower. You have about 50 mosquito bites. Hey, Marie. Baby love, how are you? Nobody wants to do yard work. Nobody goes, I love it. Maybe the guy who can ride around in his air-conditioned riding lawnmower, maybe he likes it. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's good for you, Robert. I'm glad you own your house and you love it. I wouldn't do it. No way. We had our house and I was like, can we get rid of this at any point? Any point. And when Joe had to start fixing things like the soffits because the woodpeckers would attack the house. That's the crazy thing. You can't do anything about that when the woodpeckers attack the house. I hope everybody realized that guy was completely in red head to toe. He should have worn red leggings. No, bucolic is like a picture. You think it's like that. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's more like bubonic. No, it's not bucolic. Bucolic rhymes with alcoholic. You'd have to be an alcoholic to want to do yard work. There's no freaking way. Raking the leaves. They show these pictures of like Norman Rockwell-esque of people raking leaves. Yeah, it's all fun and games until you've done it for the 20th time and your tree is this big and you got like 8 of them in your yard. Just think about how many leaves that is. That's a lot of freaking leaves. You love light posts? I think these are pretty. I like the Central Park ones, and I am very pleased that they kept the vibe, that they've never changed the vibe of the light post. They kept it looking like that. Like they could have just gone with a modern simple post, but no, they know. They know. They have to keep this vibe. There's a landscaper near me whose last name is Coffee. He named his business Grounds by Coffee. I would hire him just because of the name. I know, Fafa fired your staff. Her staff was alcoholic, but they like to do it. Fafo, they like to do the landscaping because they were alcoholics. That's what they could do. Now you took their job away. I can't talk to you anymore, Fafo. Hey, William. I don't get the leaf blower in the least. I really don't understand the leaf blowing. Like, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. This is kind of nice, just sitting out here. Yeah, or when it's wet, they're trying to leaf blow. It's like, you're gonna need so much more power. And then I think about how, because the leaf blowers usually run on gas. But the amount of time you have to leaf blow just to take a leaf and go, it's like, because you don't want to get a sweeper? It does make it clumpy, Darlene, but sometimes I get it why you have to mow when it's wet, because what if you're going on vacation and your grass is long and it's been raining all week and you got to cut the grass, because if you don't, you know you're going to be gone for a week and a half and the neighbors are going to have a rowdy fit. You know, so sometimes you have to do it. You worked for NYC Parks years ago? Ooh, that's cool. I know, it sucks. It sucks. That's why I don't want to do lawn work. Joe is very happy to give that up. You know, it's funny. Joe, oh my God, the screaming children. We must leave now. We're going to see how many screaming children we run into on the cruise. Now, this cruise is like a 9-day cruise. Usually on longer cruises, you will probably have less children. You know? Plus, they all like to go on Disney. It is Carnival, though, so I don't know. We're going to go. I feel like we're going deeper into the woods. Yeah, my grandparents lived in their house almost, well, pretty much to the end, until after, you know, my grandmother passed. And then my grandfather was by himself, and then he moved into a home because he rapidly deteriorated after she had passed. And that happens a lot of times. after like a spouse, you know, goes. But it got to be a lot for them. I mean, it really, really did. And actually, no, before that, I think they actually moved in with my aunt. That's what it was. They moved in with my aunt because they'd gotten so much older. It was just a lot. Adult cruises would suit you? Yeah. Well, Joe and I are headed out on an adult one on Virgin come September. We have, I think it's like 10 days between our two cruises in September. I know, people, I know. But it was a free cruise, you know? You can't pass that up. And it's a terrace cabin. So I'm assuming that's balcony. So I'm taking it. Oh, the little kitties are gone. But the adult kitties are still out there. Free cruise sounds like a scam. No, not a scam. All I paid for was taxes and port fees. So I think I paid a total of, I don't know, it was something like $200 or something for Joe and I to go. It was very inexpensive. For a 7-day cruise where they feed you and all that stuff, very inexpensive. Okay, we're not taking the stairs because, you know, we don't. How did I get the free Virgin cruise? It was through, I told you guys. You guys know Joe and I like to go to casinos. And if you gamble, casinos like to have you come back to them just to visit for the weekend. So what they'll do, if you are a gambler, play slot machines, and you don't even have to gamble all that much. Like, guys, I play penny slots. Now I gamble, every spin is probably like $1. 50 cents to $1. The most I have ever bet on a spin is 5. And it's not very often. That to me is like choke. But so what they do is they'll say, hey, this weekend we're giving away our cruise on Virgin Voyages. So you go there, and after a lot of time, you know, you go stand in your line and show them your card and your name, and they go, here's your certificate. And it's a free cruise. And that's because every cruise line has a casino. And they all work deals with the, you know, cruises and stuff. So it's a gift. It's like a loyalty thing. The one that gave the Virgin cruise, I want to say, I don't know. I'd have to look at which one it was. I'm not sure if it was, because there's either Borgata, Wind Creek, Mohegan. It was one of those. But I have a feeling it was probably done by the one I'm going on tomorrow. I mean, this week coming on Monday, was a cruise that I got, a free cruise that I got from Mohegan Sun up in Connecticut. Whew. That was a nice little walk through the woods. I stayed on the path, guys. We stayed on the path. Not tomorrow, I meant Monday. Monday I leave. Tomorrow night my sister arrives. But I think she's getting in extremely late. because you know, you take that cheap flight when you can get it. If I see your brother Brian, all right, Todd. I'd be like, if your name is Brian, hi. Right? I do. I get to spend time with Sissy. Well, the earthquake, I think that's what you're talking about. Earthquake in Alaska wasn't bad. The biggest thing with earthquakes, honestly, what I've learned, or I think I've learned, because I could be wrong. He lives on the Upper East Side, but he works on the Lower East. Okay. So he's across the park from us. But the biggest thing I learned about earthquakes is honestly how shallow they are. Like, what part of the ocean are they in? And if it was a shallow quake. Because if it is a shallow quake, like it's you know, it displaces a lot of water. That's the problem with the tsunamis. So they did have warnings, but I didn't hear anything about it. So, and my sis was okay. She was far enough away. No, they did not have a tsunami, I don't think. Everybody got warnings, though. And she was, I think she said, they're about 700 miles from the point of where it was at Sandy Point. That's where the earthquake was or something. They always, I'm going to tell you, they always make a really big deal about the possibility of, like, if you go to Alaska, and I get it, they are coastal, and they are remote, and they don't have a lot of roads. So you will see everywhere along the roads the tsunami evacuation routes. Seriously. Have I ever experienced an earthquake? Just little ones. And when I felt them, that was here in New York. And what it is you honestly feel like, I've never felt a really big one, but I felt one enough that I felt like, did I just get dizzy, or did something just, like, you feel it in your body more. You're like, did I just like feel something? I equate it to how I felt when we were in Venice and we were in the hotel, and I could actually feel the building, because you feel the building shift in Venice. He's in Japan. Yeah, your nephew's in Japan, and he gets them all the time. Right. It is weird. It's just like you feel everything shift a little, and you're kind of like, what the hell? Why? Yes, there are always a lot of earthquakes, and my sister is like one of those people that's kind of like a fiend keeping up with them. She loves that stuff. A lot of cabs out today. You were sitting at your desk and your chair started rolling. I would be like, are there ghosts? No ghost. Just an earthquake. Nothing to see here. Just an earthquake. Pat Drummond, how are you? Hi, Grandma Joanne. It's Friday tonight. I see that Granny and Dice are they're going to be at the casino tonight. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. They're always so fun to watch. Clifford, you said you felt a little earthquake in Vancouver last year. Wow. I know it's rare for us to feel that, or to even have really any effects of that. People that are coastal, though, that's different. I didn't even see it. I'm sorry, Lori. They are a hoot. They're so funny. And they're so real. That's the part I love about it. Like, it's just pure good fun. I still, the best is when Granny had no idea that she had hit the grand on that hot pot game. It was so funny. She was like, they kept playing it, and I remember watching that, and I was like yelling at her thing. I'm like, oh my God, she just got the grand. And I kept thinking, what in the world? Like, does she not know? She didn't know. Oh, that car's trashed. Oh, that's Mercedes-Benz gone awry. Well, I hope to see you two again. Thanks for coming in, Todd. I got an inch, but she's working, I know. You were home yelling too. I know, they were both so oblivious. And then when they realized it, they were so oblivious. And that's what I love. It's like the reactions are very, very real. And they don't bet bananas either. So it's like regular people betting. And this is our little police precinct, the 24th. It's pretty quiet around here. So I am very excited about the cruise. I think we'll have a fabulous staff. The Venezia is a beautiful ship. I've looked at videos. I can't wait to get on, get settled, do our muster drill. That's the first things we got to do. And then after that, we're going to go up and have some lunch. Oh, she got a big old cacti. It's going to flower. That was a big ass cactus. This is 100th Street, Cheeky Chops. Grandma Joanne, I leave on Monday. It's my sister and I. Joe is staying home and Josh is staying home. It's a girls' trip. Because we already have other plans for the fall in a couple of months, which that's coming up very soon. You grew up in the Upper West Side, so I know it like the back of your hand. Hey, sometimes I look at the back of my hand, I'm like, what the hell is that? You never know. When you see the double wide street? Yeah, right there it is, and then it skinnies back down, like it went on a diet after Amsterdam. He likes a muster drill? Yeah. So I think the muster drill will be a little different on Carnival. We'll see. It will be a great time. You're gonna go lunch at home? That sounds like a good plan. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna have for lunch too. I know I'm gonna have to go to the store today. We're gonna have to go to the market, the grocery store. Ugh. We're just gonna say ugh, everybody. Because I'm gonna need to get some provisions. The little things, you know, that the guys are gonna need while I'm gone. You know, like eggs, cream, coffee. We're gonna need to get that. And I have to do it because, you know, Joe. And granted, he's working. He is working all week. But still, if I get it, make a list and have it in the fridge, they'll eat it. You know? And then I can be like, whatever. There's food in the house. You can't tell me there's nothing. Am I leaving ducks? No, I'm not planning on ducking things this time. Sometimes it gets a little like, I have so much stuff to carry on. I was just talking to Joe about that. about luggage. And I can carry on whatever I wish. But just to get the ducks and tag the ducks and then hide the ducks and everything like that with the ducks, it's a lot. And I like to do it with Joe and stuff, if we do it. But I already have so much stuff, like all the camera gear, all of this, just a bunch of stuff. Hello, Mr. Kanji Quinn. Hello, hello. Men are working above. Where? Where are they working? There's nobody in the tree. What are you talking about? Men are working above. She did not find her doll yet, so I don't know if we're doing the series, because I am not buying some random doll. The whole point of it was that it was funny because they were our kids' dolls. You know? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens when she gets here. Maybe she will have found it randomly. I don't know. Well, that place is still a bee. Yeah, too much ducking around it. I know. Annabelle the doll? No, she had a doll that apparently was like a Victorian doll, Barbie. And my doll was the Anastasia version. If you remember Anastasia. So neither of them were Barbies, but one was a Victorian version and mine was the Anastasia. And we just did a whole thing in Vegas with them. Like years ago, decades ago, a decade ago, more than a decade. So we thought it might be fun to revive it. But if she can't find it, well, then it doesn't make sense. Anyway, we'll just have to see. Oh, I can't make it in 6 seconds. Annabelle caused havoc in PA when she arrived. Oh no. What is going on over there? They have a barbecue or something? Like legit. Like there'd be a barbecue or something happening. They got balloons and everything. Waiting for the light, guys. I know, it looks like a barbecue, and there's actually smoke like a barbecue, so it's kind of vibing like a barbecue. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could have a barbecue. You could. Have no clue. Oh, she got her boots too. She's gonna do that dance. See what I'm saying? People wearing those boots? Like your feet are sweaty. Come on. Stop it. I think too many people saw the video of boots on the ground, and now everybody wants to wear their cowboy boots in the summer. Like they're gonna go get on a horse. By the way, if you were getting on a horse, you wouldn't be wearing shorts like that. Yeah, you wouldn't, okay? Chafage. Either way, guy or gal, you'll never see a cowboy or somebody out west wearing. Do you feel that? Do you hear that wind? That feels fabulous. You'll never see them wearing short shorts and a pair of boots. Who are you, Daisy Duke? Cut it out. You'd fall in the first crack on them. I know. It just, I don't mind the look, but it's the fact that everybody's doing it and the fact that everybody's like following a trend. And to me, I feel like when you follow the trend like that, it's so, you look real pedestrian. You know what I mean? Why can't you just be yourself? Why are you following what everybody else is doing? It just screams that you follow. I don't know. Be original. She thinks she's Zorro. Zorro wore a cape and a mask. But like, if she's going out. But you know, she had her Flashdance t-shirt on. And actually, she had her Flashdance t-shirt on and her Footloose boots. Flashdance and Footloose all combined. Yo, people be dredging up the 80s and trying to own it. Honey, you could never own it like we did. You did the Daisy Duke thing? Last time I did, nice to hike, and yes, not when you're sliding them out. Exactly. Exactly. When you slide down the mountain, you don't want to be in those Daisy Dukes. Yeah, because the girl in there, she wore cowboy boots. I'll still to this day remember when she was getting dressed after her, you know, bed wrestling in the woods, and she's putting on her boots, and she'd pushed one pant leg down over the boot, and the other one was still stuffed up the boot. And I was like, that annoyed me so much. You have no idea. Stuff like that drives me crazy. Anyway, guys, oh, look at you looking at that. Whew, we did a good little walk. Leg warmers were the best, especially. I only wore leg warmers when I was in high school. Beyond that, they didn't happen. I still have some that I recently bought a few years ago because they were like $2. It made you feel better? I'm so glad, Lori. I'm glad it made you feel better and you almost got here for the full time. That's all I endeavor to do. That's all I try to do is make people have a better day. You know? Anyway, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna start pulling out my stuff to pack because I gotta get that shit together. You got rid of them after you moved to Arizona. It's a little hot, right? Your grandmother would say, it's okay, I love it. I love that. Anyway, have a beautiful Friday. It's really nice out. Is it warm? Yeah, it's warm, but it's breezy and it's not humid, so I can handle this. This is the perfect day to sit outside and have lunch. So go get a barbecue, you know? Do something. All right. Peace out.